Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the B.AND.R Show. This is your host, Big Daddy P, with my co-host, Big Oz.
Yeehaw, Big Hoss here.
Now, tonight we have a good amount to cover. It's going to be a very jam-packed night. First things first. Today we are remembering...
We're going to do a little history on the Pledge of Allegiance for all you
Yes.
folks out there.
Yes.
And for you people who don't know this, and you will learn this tonight. At one time, under God was not in the Pledge of Allegiance. Then they put it in the Pledge of Allegiance, I think, in the 50s. Then, in the 60s, they attempted to take it out again. And since then, we have, from what I understand, taken it out. But this is going to be a history on the Pledge of Allegiance, and it has something to do with our first story from the state nobody wants to live in, which is California.
Now get this. A school sheriff arrests a 7-year-old boy for sharing Bible verses inside the school's classroom. And this was at the Desert Rose Elementary School in Palmdale, California.
Let's give a shout out to Palmdale.
So we're going to go ahead and play this clip, and we're going to get back to the story. This is by Red Skeleton, and it is his Pledge of Allegiance.
And it was done in the 1960s on his Red Skeleton show.
That's right. So go ahead and take a listen. It'll really get you going. So here it is.
I remember a teacher that I had. Now, I went through the 7th grade. I went to the 7th grade. And I left home when I was 10 years old because I was hungry. And I used to, this is true. I work in the summer and I go to school in the winter. But I had this one teacher. He was the principal of the Harrison School in Vincennes, Indiana. To me, this was the greatest teacher, a real sage of my time, anyhow. He had such wisdom. And we were all reciting the Pledge of Allegiance one day. And he walked over, this little old teacher. Mr. Laswell was his name. Mr. Laswell. And he says, he says, I've been listening to you boys and girls recite the Pledge of Allegiance all semester, and it seems as though it's becoming monotonous to you. If I may I recite it and try to explain to you the meaning of each word? I, me, an individual, a committee of one, pledge. Dedicate all of my worldly goods to give without self-pity. Allegiance, my love and my devotion. To the flag, our standard, Old Glory. A symbol of freedom. Wherever she waves, there's respect. Because your loyalty has given her a dignity that shouts, freedom is everybody's job. United. That means that we have all come together. States. Individual communities that have united into 48 great states. 48 individual communities with pride and dignity and purpose. All divided with imaginary boundaries, yet united to a common purpose. And that's love for country. And to the Republic, a state in which sovereign power is invested in representatives chosen by the people to govern. And government is the people. And it's from the people to the leaders, not from the leaders to the people, for which it stands. One nation, meaning so blessed by God, indivisible, incapable of being divided, with liberty, which is freedom, the right of power to live one's own life without threats, fear, or some sort of retaliation. And justice, the principle or qualities of dealing fairly with others. For all. For all. Which means, boys and girls, It's as much your country as it is mine. And now, boys and girls, let me hear you recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Since I was a small boy, 2 states have been added to our country, and 2 words have been added to the Pledge of Allegiance: under God. Wouldn't it be a pity if someone said that is a prayer and that would be eliminated from schools too?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Red Skelton's Pledge of Allegiance. Now, that whole clip speaks words and volumes.
And as of today, it has basically been eliminated from school.
That's correct.
With this asinine sheriff in California.
That's right. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Your freedoms are being taken away. That's one of your freedoms. To be able... Well, I'll just put it this way. To understand the Pledge of Allegiance, you really need to know what you're pledging to. And anymore, that's gotten lost. And it's going way too far. But
like they said,
I don't know.
From the people to the legislators to
legislation.
Thank you. And not from the legislators to the people.
Right. And it's not we the government. It's supposed to be we the people. And that's gotten lost as well. The government thinks they're above everything because they can change one word in the Constitution of the United States. But here's the thing. The people have the power to change and unite. But we don't do that. And it's a shame.
No, it's these asinine Bernie Sanders supporters and these asinine Trump supporters. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This started with an atheist back in the 70s that sued California schools. Now, my opinion of this is, and always has been, if you're an atheist, if you're Mexican, if you're black, Latino, Asian, whatever, if you don't like this country, then go home.
That's right.
If I would move to France, they aren't going to change their laws for me. If you're going to live in this damn country, then learn to live in it right. If not, go home. I'm behind Trump on that one.
That's right.
And I don't even like Trump.
That's right. Now, this whole Bible verse started over his mother packing it in on his lunchbox with a sticky note that had the Bible verse on it. So he got to school. The sheriff noticed that he was reciting something. Well, it just happened to be this Bible verse.
You mean he wasn't even reciting it to fellow students?
No, he was reciting it on his own.
To himself?
To himself.
Oh, good God.
And
power to the mother that sues the ass off that sheriff.
Oh, there's already a lawsuit in place.
Good, and it better well win.
And here's what gets me. You know, I know there's supposed to be separation of church and state, but here's the thing. If I want to go back when I was in high school.
We want to go farther back. Let's talk about when I was in high school.
I was part of I don't know if you want to call it a walkout or protest, but anyway, whatever you want to call it. we had walked out of the school because actually it all started with me, but a couple other students as well. It all started. One protest actually started with somebody being gay in the school. We had walked out, and the other one was about me praying in the classroom. And one day we all just decided, okay, let's do something different. Let's prove to these people we're not going to take this anymore. So the gay one was when we actually protested in front of the school to stand up for gay rights. That didn't go very well, but it was proving a point that with what the Constitution says, it says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If it makes someone happy reciting a Bible verse in their own classroom
to themselves,
then what's the problem?
Power to them.
It says in the Constitution, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And here's the thing. A lot of people want to turn the Constitution into we the government, and it doesn't work that way. Sorry, that's our local dog. Our station dog. Sorry. But people want to change that and really flip the wording and say we the government. And people, it's just like this religious freedom bill. People want to hide behind the religious freedom bill, even though it's not what it was meant for. For people who don't know what the religious freedom bill actually was meant for, it was to worship wherever you want as you please.
Not to push your beliefs on other people.
Right.
Which is what all these atheists are doing.
Exactly. And it pisses me off because just because someone's atheist doesn't mean I have to be atheist. Just because someone believes in evolution and not God doesn't mean I have to believe in evolution. But see, no one can really go out and get their own set of beliefs because they have to go with what society tells them they have to live by. It's our society and our culture that has morphed into something terrible. And it is because we do what society tells us to do.
When I grew up, you could actually believe what you wanted to believe in.
Exactly. So, I mean,
we didn't have to be politically correct.
Yes, and everyone is so damn politically correct anymore, it's ridiculous. Oh, it's not Merry Christmas, it's Happy Holidays.
Screw that, it's Merry Christmas in my household.
Oh, it's not black, they're African American. They're not white, they're Caucasian. They're not Mexican, they're Latino or Latina. So those are all the political correct words you have to use. Or the one I love, and this may offend some people, but it's the truth. You can't use for the mentally ill, for